Right now, as you watch this, there is a very real chance that one of the products in your nursery has been officially recalled. Not by some blog, not by a rumor online, by the United States government this year, with a formal notice, a hazard, and in some cases a body count. In 2025, official recalls hit baby formula, baby food, teething sticks, car seats, toys, and carriers. Some were pulled quietly before anyone got hurt. Others came only after babies were already in the hospital. And the unsettling part is this. Most parents never hear about a recall until long after the product is already in their home, already in their baby's mouth, already in the crib. So that is what we are doing today. 7 real baby product recalls from 2025, straight from the Consumer Product Safety Commission and the FDA. And after each one, the same question you should be asking out loud. Is yours one of them? I'm going to be straight with you the whole way through because accuracy is the entire point of this channel. When a recall involved actual injuries, I will say so. When it involved deaths, I will say that too, carefully and exactly. And when a product was pulled purely as a precaution, before anyone was harmed, I will tell you that as well. So you know the difference between something scary and something merely careful. Stick around to the end, because I will show you the free 30-second check that tells you instantly whether anything in your house is on a recall list right now. Before the list, one thing that will make all of it make sense. In the United States, 2 different agencies handle these recalls. Baby gear, the cribs, swings, toys, strollers, and carriers falls under the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the CPSC. Baby food and formula fall under the FDA. And here's the part most parents do not know. Almost every recall is voluntary. The company agrees to pull the product. The government usually cannot force it. So when a sketchy overseas seller simply ignores the government, the CPSC cannot always issue a recall at all. Instead, it issues a warning, which means no refund. Just stop using it and throw it away. Keep that in mind because it explains why so many dangerous products stay in circulation. And now the list. Number 1, and the biggest of the year. In November of 2025, the formula brand By Heart recalled every single one of its products nationwide. First 2 batches on November 8th, then 3 days later, all of it. The reason was chilling. Possible contamination with the bacteria that causes infant botulism, a rare illness that can paralyze a baby's muscles, including the ones used to breathe. Now here is where I keep my promise to be exact, because the internet got this wrong. According to the final numbers from the CDC and FDA, with the outbreak declared over in February of 2026, there were 28 confirmed and 20 probable cases of infant botulism across 17 states, and 48 babies were hospitalized. And the number of deaths was 0. Every one of those babies survived. That is a terrifying recall, and also an honest one. No child died, and I'm not going to tell you otherwise to scare you. If you have By Heart formula, the guidance is simple. Stop using it and throw it out. Is yours one of them? Number 2 takes us into a different kind of danger, the invisible kind. In March of 2025, Target recalled its Good and Gather baby vegetable puree, the pea, zucchini, kale, and thyme flavor, for elevated levels of lead. 25,600 tubs, made by a supplier called Fruselva, sold at Target stores nationwide. At the time of the recall, no illnesses were reported, but afterward, health officials in Oregon reported that 2 babies who had eaten that puree were found with elevated blood lead levels. Lead is the quiet one. There is no taste, no smell, no immediate reaction, just a heavy metal you never want near a developing brain. Is yours one of them? Number 3 is almost the same story, a different store. In May of 2025, Publix recalled its Greenwise baby food pouches, the pear, kiwi, spinach, and pea blend, sold in over 1,400 stores across 8 states. The reason, again, was lead, measured at 13.4 parts per billion against the FDA's limit of 10. No illnesses were reported here. It was caught by routine state testing before anyone got sick, which is exactly how the system is supposed to work. But it also tells you something. 2 separate lead recalls in baby food in the same spring from 2 trusted retailers. Is yours one of them? Number 4. In January of 2025, Gerber recalled its Soothe and Chew teething sticks in the strawberry, apple, and banana flavors. And this one matters because the FDA gave it their most serious classification, Class 1, meaning a hazard that could cause serious injury or death. The danger was choking. Pieces of the teething stick could break off in a baby's mouth. This recall came after choking complaints from parents, including at least one child who ended up in the emergency room. A teething product, the very thing you hand a baby to chew on unsupervised. If you have these, stop using them and return them. Is yours one of them? Number 5 moves us from food to toys. In April of 2025, Fisher-Price recalled about 253,000 of its Brunch and Go stroller toys. The little toy included a play egg, and the yolk piece could crack apart into small pieces. A choking hazard. There were 5 reports of the egg cracking, and in 2 of those, a baby was found with a small piece in the mouth. No injuries, thankfully. This one was caught early. But it is a perfect example of how a cheap $13 toy clipped to a stroller can become the thing you have to watch. Is yours one of them? Number 6 is one almost nobody expects to see on a recall list because it is the product we trust the most. The car seat. In September of 2025, Evenflo recalled more than 324,000 of its Revolve 360 slim car seats. The reason, the foam in the headrest was not properly secured, and a child could pull off a small piece and choke on it. No injuries were reported, and the fix was a simple free repair kit. Parents were told they could keep using the seat in the meantime. But think about that. The one product you are legally required to use, the one you trust with your baby's life on every drive, on a recall list. Is yours one of them? Number 7 brings us back to that gap in the system I mentioned at the start. In February of 2025, a sling carrier sold under the name SunKids on the app Temu was recalled, about 18,600 units. The reason? It failed the federal safety standard for sling carriers, meaning it could fail structurally and drop a baby. No injuries were reported. But this is the tip of a much larger iceberg. Throughout 2025, the government issued warning after warning about cheap loungers, walkers, and carriers from no-name overseas sellers on apps like Temu and Amazon. Sellers who simply ignore the government, leave the product for sale, and offer no refund. In one case, a lounger brand called Fasando was tied to the death of a 2-month-old baby, and the company never responded at all. Is yours one of them? So that is 7. And I want to widen the lens for a second because there is one more you need to know about, even though, to be accurate, its recall date was October of 2024, not this year. Fisher-Price recalled more than 2 million of its Snuga infant swings after 5 infant deaths. 5. The swing was never meant for sleep, but babies fell asleep in it, and the padded insert became a suffocation risk. I am dating it honestly for you, but I am including it because those 2 million swings did not vanish. They are still out there, on Facebook Marketplace, at garage sales, passed down from an older cousin. And that is the real danger. A recall does not unsell a product. It just puts out a warning and hopes you hear it. Which brings us to the mistake that quietly puts babies at risk long after a recall, the resale problem. And here is the number that should stop you. According to the CPSC's own data, the average recall gets only about 6% of products returned. For cheap items under $20, it is closer to 4%, which means that for almost every recall on this list, more than 90% of those products are still sitting in homes right now. It is actually illegal to resell a recalled product, and yet recalled swings and loungers show up on marketplace apps every single day. So let us make this genuinely useful, because knowing the list is worthless if you cannot check your own house. Here is the free 30-second check I promised you. Go to cpsc.gov/recalls. That is the official government database for baby gear. For food and formula, it is fda.gov. You can search any product by name. While you are there, register your baby gear with the manufacturer. Those little cards that come with cribs and car seats exist for exactly one reason, so the company can find you when there is a recall. And sign up for the CPSC's free email alerts, so the next recall comes to you instead of you finding out too late. 2 more things. Before you ever accept a hand-me-down or buy something used, check that same database first, because that is where recalled products go to hide. And whatever the swing or lounger or app promises, follow the one rule that overrides all of them for sleep: the ABCs. Your baby sleeps alone, on their back, in a bare crib. No inclines, no padding, no loungers, no matter how many recalls you did or didn't catch. So let us go back to the question we started with, the one you have now asked 7 times. Is yours one of them? Because that question was never meant to scare you. It was meant to move you, one time, to go check. The system we have is a strange one. It leans on tired parents to be their own last line of defense. To catch the recall the company hopes you'll miss. To hear the warning over all the marketing. You should not have to be a part-time safety inspector. But tonight, for 30 seconds, it is worth being one. So do the one thing this whole video was built around. Pause, go to cpsc.gov and check the products your baby actually uses. Not because everything is dangerous, most of it is fine, but because the one time it isn't, 30 seconds is all it takes to find out. Is yours one of them? Go find out. If this helped you look at your nursery a little more carefully, subscribe and stick around, because we dig into the products in your home that nobody else is willing to question.